The phone call lasted 45 seconds. It was a Tuesday. I remember the light hitting the dust on my desk. My mother's voice was flat. It was the voice she used for scheduling appointments. "Liam," she said, "Richard and I have discussed this. Your decision is final, therefore our decision is final." I waited. I knew what was coming. I had known for weeks. "You are no longer our son. Your connection to this family is severed. Do not contact us. Do not attempt to visit. You will be removed from the will. You will be removed from everything. We are done." I held the phone to my ear. I heard her breathe. She was waiting for me to beg, to apologize, to break. I said only one word, "Okay." She hung up. I sat there for 10 minutes. I watched the dust particles swim in the light. 45 seconds, a lifetime of connection erased. My crime, I fell in love. I married a woman named Sarah, a woman my mother, Eleanor, had not chosen, a woman who had no money. This was 5 years ago, but the story doesn't end there. It ends at her 40th wedding anniversary party. She cut me off. She thought she had erased me. She forgot I held the one story she spent her entire life burying, and I was about to give it back to her. You need to understand my mother, Eleanor Shaw, or rather, Eleanor Prescott Shaw, as she insisted on after she married Richard. She did not live. She curated. Her life was a museum. Every piece of furniture, every friendship, every charity event was chosen for its appearance. She was beautiful, she was cold. She was intensely focused on control. Her control was absolute. It was financial. It was emotional. When I was a child, love was a reward. It was given when I performed. Good grades, the right sport, the right friends. It was withdrawn when I failed. My biological father died when I was 2, or so I was told. He was a sad footnote, she would say, a brief youthful mistake. Her real life, she insisted, began with Richard. Richard had old money. Richard had a compound in the Hamptons. Richard had the social standing she craved. She married him when I was 5. I became Liam Prescott. My father's name, Shaw, was buried. I was a prop in her new life, the adorable, well-behaved son. I played my part. I went to the right schools. I dated the right girls, until I met Sarah. Sarah was a librarian. She was quiet. She was kind. She read books. She gardened in the small patch of dirt behind her apartment. She wore second-hand clothes. She laughed with her whole body. She saw me. Not the Prescott heir, just Liam. I loved her almost instantly. It was the first real thing I had ever felt. When I introduced her to Eleanor, my mother smiled. It was a thin, plastic smile. She shook Sarah's hand. She asked her, "And what does your family do, dear?" Sarah, bless her honesty, said, "My dad is a retired postal worker. My mom works at a diner." Eleanor's smile did not change, but her eyes went flat. The meeting lasted 15 minutes. Later that night, Eleanor called me. "She is a nice girl, Liam, for someone else. She is not for you. She is not for this family. End it." It was not a request. It was an order. For the first time in my life, I said no. I told her I was going to marry Sarah. Her response was simple. "If you marry her, you will have nothing. You will be nothing." I said, "I'll have her." We eloped 3 months later. We went to the courthouse. 2 of Sarah's friends were witnesses. I wore a suit I bought on clearance. She wore a simple white dress. We ate pizza afterward. I had never been happier. The next day she made the phone call, the 45-second call, the severance. The first year was hard. We had nothing. Eleanor was true to her word. My bank accounts were frozen. My trust fund gone. The car I drove, which was in Richard's name, was taken. I was removed from the family cell phone plan. I had a degree in art history. It was a degree designed for a person who would never need a job. I got work at a framing shop. Sarah's librarian salary was our main support. We lived in a tiny, one-bedroom apartment above a laundromat. The walls were thin. We heard our neighbors fighting. But it was ours. We learned to budget. We learned to cook. We learned to find joy in small things, a walk in the park, a rented movie. We talked. We built a life that was quiet and real and ours. I did not speak to Alina. I sent her a Christmas card the first year, a photo of me and Sarah. It was returned. Refused, returned to sender was stamped in red ink. My aunts, my uncles, my cousins. They all went silent. They chose her. They chose the money, the parties, the Hamptons compound. I was the cautionary tale, the boy who threw it all away for her. Sarah felt the guilt. She would wake up some nights. "Liam, did I ruin your life?" she would ask. "Did I take you from your family?" "You are my family," I would tell her. "You are the only part that was ever real." And I meant it, but a part of me, a cold, hard part, was angry, not just angry. It was a deep, cold resentment. She had not just disowned me. She had tried to unperson me. 4 years passed. We were stable. I was managing the framing shop. Sarah was head of her library branch. We had saved enough for a down payment on a small house. Life was good. Then the envelope arrived. It was thick, cream-colored, heavy cardstock. The return address was Alina Prescottshaw. My hand trembled when I saw it. "What is it?" Sarah asked. "I don't know." I opened it. It was not a letter. It was not an apology. It was an announcement, a save the date. "You are cordially invited to celebrate the 40th wedding anniversary of Alina and Richard Prescott." It was for a date 6 months away. It was not just an invitation. It was a brochure, a 3-page fold-out. It listed a weekend of events, a gala dinner, a champagne brunch, a string quartet. It was being held at the Museum of Modern Art, a wing she had graciously endowed. It was a power move, a final, definitive statement. This is the world you left. This is the life I have, and you are not in it. The worst part, it was addressed to Mr. Liam Prescott, not Mr. and Mrs. Shaw. She was acknowledging my existence but denying Sarah. I threw it in the trash. "It doesn't matter," I told Sarah. But she saw it. She saw the erasure of her name. And that night I found her crying in the bathroom. "It's my fault," she whispered. "I'm the one. I'm the reason you lost your mother. I'm the reason you lost everything." I held her. My heart felt like it was freezing. The resentment I felt, it wasn't cold anymore. It was hot. It was burning. "No," I said, my voice low. "She is the reason, and she is not going to hurt you anymore. I am going to end this." "What do you mean, Liam?" "I'm going to give her an anniversary present." My plan began in our attic. After the severance, Alina had one of her assistants drop off 6 boxes at my apartment. It was everything Liam Shaw owned. My old report cards, my childhood drawings, anything connected to my life before Richard. She wanted no trace of that boy in her perfect house. I had never opened the last box. It was sealed with old, yellowing tape. It was labeled Dad's Things. I slit the tape. The smell of dust and old paper filled the air. Inside were things I had never seen. A few flannel shirts, a worn leather wallet, and a stack of letters tied with a ribbon. My father's name was David Shaw. He was a musician, a guitarist. I sat on the attic floor and I read. I read for hours. There were letters he wrote to my mother, letters from before Richard. They were not the words of a sad footnote. They were passionate. They were full of life. They were full of love for her. "Ellie, I saw you in the crowd tonight. You were the only one I was playing for. Your face is my only song. Ellie, I know the money is tight, but we have this. We have us. And we have the little guy. That's all the world I need." He called me the little guy. Then the tone changed. The letters grew more desperate. "Ellie, please don't go to this party. You know who he is. He's not one of us. That life isn't you. Ellie, he has money, I get it. But is that what you want? A life in a cage? What about us? What about Liam?" And then the last letter, it was tear-stained. "I'm signing the papers. I won't fight you. I won't let you drag Liam through a custody battle. But know this, Ellie, you are choosing a ghost. You are choosing a performance. I will love you forever, and I will love our son. Tell him I tried. He didn't die when I was 2. He died when I was 7, a car accident. He had been living in another state. She had never told me. My entire life was a lie. My mother, the woman who demanded perfection, had built her life on a betrayal. She had left a man who loved her. She had left him for money. She had erased him. She had taken his son. She had lied to me about his death. She hadn't just disowned me for choosing love over money. She had done the exact opposite. She had disowned him for it. The hypocrisy was staggering. It made me sick. I found an old photo album at the bottom of the box. Pictures of them, my mother in her early 20s. She looked happy, genuinely happy. She was wearing jeans. Her hair was wild. She was smiling at my father. He had his arm around her, holding a guitar. And then a picture of him holding me. I was a baby. He was looking at me with an expression of pure wonder. This was the man she called a footnote. I sat in the attic. The sun was going down. The house was quiet. Sarah was at work. I knew what my gift would be. Alina had curated her life. She had built a museum. I was about to donate a new exhibit, the David Shaw Wing. The revenge had to be psychological. It had to be precise. I wasn't going to crash the party. I wasn't going to scream. I was going to use her own tools against her. Image, perception. The party was her ultimate performance. Hundreds of guests, her rich, powerful friends, the social elite of the city, all there to celebrate her 40 years of perfect marriage to Richard. My plan was simple. I was going to make a video. A tribute. I spent the next 3 months in my spare time. I bought a high-quality scanner. I scanned every letter, every photograph. I found old audio recordings. My father had a band. I found their old demo tapes online. I found his voice. It was clear. It was strong. I started editing. I structured the video like a timeline. It started with her, young Alina, smiling, wild. Then David, the photos of them together, the letters fading in and out on the screen, his words. Your face is my only song. I laid his music underneath, a simple acoustic guitar melody. I added photos of him holding me. I contrasted them, a photo of me and my real father, then a photo of me and Richard, the stiff, formal Christmas card photos, me in a suit, age 10, Richard's hand on my shoulder not quite touching me. The juxtaposition was damning. The video told a story of real love abandoned, a story of a life chosen for its surface. It was not an attack, it was a tragedy, it was the truth. Sarah found me working on it one night. It was 2 in the morning. I was deep in the edit. I was listening to my father's music. She stood in the doorway. Liam, what is this? I showed her the letters, the photos, the truth. She sat down, she cried. She cried for my father, she cried for me. Then she looked at the screen. Liam, this is powerful, but what are you going to do with it? It's her anniversary present, I said. Sarah's face changed. The sadness was replaced by fear. What do you mean you can't send this to her? I'm not sending it to her, I said. I'm sending it to her party. She stood up. No, Liam, you can't. This is cruel. This isn't you. Isn't it? I asked. She tried to destroy you. She tried to destroy me. She lied about my father. She erased him. She deserves this. She deserves to have her lies shown to her, just once. And what happens after? Sarah pleaded. What happens when you send this? You think it will make you feel better. You think it will fix anything. This is what she would do, Liam. Using information to hurt people. It's a power move. It's her move. I turned back to the screen. She taught me well. Liam, please don't. Let's just be happy. We are happy. We won. We have this life. We have us. Let her have her stupid party. I looked at the photo of my father holding me. She doesn't get to win, not completely. She doesn't get to erase him. She doesn't get to erase us. Sarah knew she couldn't stop me. She kissed me on the top of my head. I love you, but I am scared for you. I'm scared of what this will do to you. She went to bed. I stayed up all night. I finished the video. It was 8 minutes long. I had the weapon. I needed a delivery system. I couldn't just walk into the museum gala and plug in a USB drive. I needed an ally. I thought about my family, every cousin, every aunt. All of them had been silent for 5 years. They had all chosen Alina's side. Except perhaps one. My cousin Mark. Mark was Richard's nephew. He was a quiet, nervous guy. He worked in it. He was technically brilliant but socially awkward. Alina treated him like hired help. She always had. She would snap her fingers at him to fix her Wi-Fi. She would openly mock his clothes at family gatherings. He hated her. I knew he did. But he was trapped. His father's company was a subsidiary of Richard. His whole family depended on Alina's goodwill. I found his private email. I sent him a simple message. Mark, it's Liam. I need to talk to you. It's about your aunt. He responded in 10 minutes. Call me on this number, encrypted line. I called. His voice was tense. Liam, are you crazy? If she knew I was talking to you. She won't, I said. Mark, I need a favor. I need you to do something at the anniversary party. What? No, absolutely not. I can't. I'll be running the AV for the presentations. I can't risk it. He was running the AV. It was perfect. Mark, I said slowly, do you remember Christmas 2014 when your girlfriend wore that green dress and Alina told her in front of everyone that she looked like a tacky Christmas ornament? Silence. Do you remember when your father had his heart attack and Alina complained that it was inconveniently timed before her garden party? More silence. I'm not asking you to do this for me, Mark. I'm asking you to do this for everyone she has ever stepped on, including you. What is it? He whispered. A video file, I said. 8 minutes. It needs to play after Richard's speech. He's giving a speech, right? There's a slideshow. Yes, Mark said. A 40-year retrospective. I'm the one making it. Perfect, I said. After her slideshow ends, after everyone claps, I want you to play mine. What's in it? The truth about my real father. There was a long pause. I heard him take a shaky breath. She's a monster, isn't she, Liam? Yes, I said, she is. Send me the file, I'll see what I can do. But Liam, if this goes wrong, my family is ruined. It won't go wrong, I said. It will just be a surprise presentation, a gift from her long-lost son. I sent him the encrypted file. He confirmed he had it. The trap was set. The next 2 months were the longest of my life. Sarah and I lived in a state of suspended animation. She never mentioned the video. I never brought it up, but it was there. It sat between us at dinner. It was in the bed with us at night. I saw the worry in her eyes. She was afraid, not of Alina. She was afraid of me, afraid of the man I was becoming. The man who would patiently, calmly plot the psychological destruction of his own mother. I felt a coldness in myself, a hard, clear focus. The anger was gone. The resentment was gone. All that was left was the plan. It felt like a job, a piece of art I was framing. It had to be perfect. The corners had to meet. The glass had to be clean. I wrestled with what Sarah said. Was I just like Alina? The answer, I decided, was no. Alina's control was about erasure. She buried things. She hid the truth. She created a false narrative. My plan was about exposure. I was a historian. I was presenting a primary source. I was simply adding to the museum's collection. This is what I told myself. It helped me sleep. The week of the party arrived. I felt nothing, just a quiet hum of anticipation. The night of the gala, Sarah and I stayed home. We made pasta. We opened a cheap bottle of wine. It felt aggressively normal. My phone was on the counter. At 7:00 p.m. I got a text from Mark. I'm here, it's insane. She rented out the entire West Wing. There's a full orchestra. At 8:00 p.m. Guests are arriving, everyone you can imagine, politicians, CEOs, that artist she pretends to like. At 9:00 p.m. Dinner is served. They're in the main hall, I'm in the AV booth. I've got your file queued, it's loaded into the main projector system. It's labeled Richard's Surprise. My boss thinks it's a backup. I looked at Sarah, she was pretending to read a book. Her hands were shaking. I put my phone on the table. It's almost time. She nodded, she closed her book. She came and sat next to me on the couch. She took my hand. Just so you know, she said. Whatever happens after this, I love you, you and me. That's the real thing, okay? Okay, I said. My throat was dry. At 9:45 p.m., a new text from Mark. Speeches are starting. Richard is up. He's talking about her. My rock, my inspiration. He's laying it on thick. I imagined the scene. The dark hall, the tables of rich guests, the clinking glasses, and my mother at the head table, glowing, soaking it all in. The perfect night, the pinnacle of her curated life. At 9:55 p.m., Richard just finished. They're playing his slideshow, pictures of them sailing at galas in Paris. It's disgusting. My heart was pounding. At 10:02 p.m., slideshow done. Big applause, people are dabbing their eyes. My boss just gave me the signal to kill the lights. A pause, my phone was silent. 1 minute, 2 minutes. I stared at the screen. Then a new text. It's on, the video is playing. Oh my God, Liam, it's playing. I didn't need to be there. I knew every frame. I imagined the darkness in the hall, the guests expecting the lights to come up. Instead, the main projector screen flickers. A new image appears. A young woman, my mother, younger than anyone in that room had ever seen her. Her hair is wild, she is laughing. An acoustic guitar begins to play, a man's voice, clear, strong. Then a photo of her with a young man, my father, David Shaw. He is holding a guitar. They are on a beach. A letter fades onto the screen, his handwriting. Ellie, I saw you in the crowd tonight. You were the only one I was playing for. I imagined the confusion in the room, the whispers. Who is that? Is that Eleanor? Richard would be standing by the podium, confused. He would be looking at Mark in the booth. Eleanor, her smile would be frozen, her blood running cold. The video continues. More photos, David, Eleanor, the two of them in a tiny apartment painting a wall. They look poor, they look happy. Another letter. I know the money is tight, but we have this, we have us. Then the baby, me. A photo of David holding me, looking at me with that expression of pure wonder. And we have the little guy. That's all the world I need. The music swells. I imagine the faces in the crowd. They would be looking at Eleanor, at Richard. Then the video shifts. A photo of 5-year-old me in a suit at Eleanor's wedding to Richard. I am standing alone. I look terrified. Then the final letter, the tear-stained one. I won't let you drag Liam through a custody battle. But know this, Ellie, you are choosing a ghost. You are choosing a performance. I will love him. Tell him I tried. The music cuts, silence. A final image fades onto the screen. It is the photo of my father holding me as a baby. Text appears below it. In memory of David Shaw, 1961-990, a loving father. The screen holds. The silence in the room must have been absolute, crushing. Then one last fade. A new photo appears. It is my wedding photo, me and Sarah at the courthouse. We are smiling, we are holding hands, we look happy. The final text. Happy 40th anniversary, Mom. Thank you for showing me what true love looks like. The screen goes black. My phone vibrated, text from Mark. It's done, the lights came up, nobody is moving, nobody is speaking. Richard is starring, he looks like he's seen a ghost. Eleanor, Liam, she's just Sitting there, she's white, she's not moving. Another text. People are getting up, they're not clapping, they're just leaving quietly, they're walking out. Another. My boss is screaming at me, I don't care. Richard is on the stage, he's yelling at the AV guys. Alina is still just sitting there. Her friends are trying to talk to her, she's not responding. And then a final text from Mark. I'm out, I'm walking away. It was worth it, Liam. I've never seen anything like it. God bless you. I put my phone down. I looked at Sarah. Her eyes were wide, she was crying. It's done, I said. Oh, Liam, she whispered. We sat in silence. The pasta was cold, the wine was warm. Then my phone rang. The screen lit up. Alina Prescottshaw. My first call from her in 5 years. I stared at it. Don't answer it, Sarah said. Don't. I picked it up. I pressed accept. I said nothing. I heard her. She was breathing. It was a fast, shallow, ragged sound, like an animal. I heard muffled sounds. Richard in the background. Ellie, Ellie, who are you calling? Give me the phone. I heard a click, a scuffle. Then Richard's voice, booming, furious. You bastard, you ruined us. Do you hear me? You are done. I waited. Then I heard her. One sound, not a word. A sob, a deep, guttural sound. It was a sound of collapse. It was the sound of a building falling in on itself. I hung up the phone. I turned it off. I sat on the couch. Sarah came and held my hand. The revenge was complete. I had taken her greatest triumph, her public coronation, and I had turned it into her greatest humiliation. I had used the truth as a weapon. I had exposed her. I had won. I have never felt so empty in my entire life. It's been a year. We heard the aftermath in pieces. Mark, surprisingly, was fine. He claimed the file was a virus, that it was an anonymous attack. His bosses, caught in the crossfire of Richard's rage, believed him, or pretended to. Mark quit a month later. He moved to Oregon. He works for a tech startup. He sent me a postcard. It just said, "Thank you." The incident became a legend in their social circle. The story mutated. Some said I had crashed the party and screamed. Some said I had distributed pamphlets. But the truth was, the damage was done. The performance was shattered. Alina and Richard are still together. They have to be. Their entire life is a performance of stability, but we hear they are rarely seen. The parties stopped. The grand charity events tapered off. Alina's reign, as she liked to call it, is over. The whispers had done their work. The whispers of the man she erased. She never tried to contact me again. The line is cut. This time for good. I have the letters, I have the photos. I keep them in a box, not in the attic, on my shelf. Sarah and I bought our small house. It has a yard. She planted a garden. I have a workshop in the garage. I started my own business. I build custom frames. I restore old photographs. Last month, Sarah told me she is pregnant. We are having a boy. I think about that night. I think about the video. Sarah was right. It was a cruel thing to do. It was the move of a person filled with hate. And I was filled with hate. She had put it there. She had nurtured it. But Sarah was also wrong. It was not her move. Her move was to bury the truth. My move was to excavate it. Did it make me feel better? No. The wound she left, it's still there. The 45-second phone call, the years of silence. You cannot fix that kind of damage. You cannot heal a severed limb. You just learn to live without it. The revenge was not the video. The video was just punctuation. It was the end of a sentence. The real revenge is my life. The revenge is my quiet house. The revenge is my garden. The revenge is my wife who I love. The revenge is my son who will be born. My son will know his grandfather's name. I will show him the photos. I will tell him the story. The true story, David Shaw, the musician, the man who loved his son. Alina built her museum. It is cold. It is empty. It is filled with perfect, expensive things that mean nothing. I built my life. It is small. It is sometimes messy. It is real. When you are dealing with someone who tries to control the narrative, who tries to erase your truth, the most powerful thing you can do is live yours. Loudly. Honestly. My mother tried to cut me out. She tried to make me a footnote in her story. She failed. I took the story back. And the story I am writing now with my wife, with my son, it is a much better story. I won't tell you that revenge is sweet. It is not. It tastes like ash. It is hollow. But closure is real. My gift to her, it was not for her, it was for me. It was for my father. It was the final word. It was me taking the pen from her hand. Section 18. The letters. I received 2 letters last week. One was from my aunt, my mother's sister, the first contact in over 5 years. It was short. Liam, I am so sorry. I was at the party. I knew your father. He was a good man. Your mother, she lost herself. I hope you can find peace. She didn't ask for forgiveness. She just stated a fact. It was an acknowledgement. The second letter, it was from Richard. I was shocked. I expected a lawsuit. I expected threats. It was 1 page, handwritten. Liam, what you did was unforgivable. It was brutal. It humiliated my wife. It humiliated me. But I have seen the video. Mark kept a copy. I want you to know she never told me. She told me your father abandoned you both. She told me he was a drunk. She told me many things. The last 20 years, I have wondered. I have seen the woman she is. I chose to ignore it. I funded it. I am an old man. I am tired. I will not leave her. That is my choice. But I am moving my assets. A new trust has been established. It is not for you. It is for your son. Your mother will not control it. I will not control it. It is his. Do not contact me. We will not speak of this. But the boy, he should not pay for our mistakes. It was a significant amount of money. Enough to pay for his college. Enough for a down payment on his own house. It was an apology. The only one I would ever get, not from her, but from him. Sarah and I read the letter. We talked about it for a long time. Do we accept it? Is it blood money? Is it a bribe? We decided it was none of those things. It was restitution. It was the first honest transaction in my family's history. It was money, finally, being used not for control, but for a future. We accepted it. We put it away. It is for our son. It is Richard's thank you for the truth. It is his penance. The cost of this war was high. I lost my childhood. I lost my inheritance. I lost my entire extended family. But what I gained myself. I had to be severed. I had to be cut off. I had to be thrown out with nothing to realize what I was made of. My mother thought my father was weak. She thought I was weak because we chose love, because we chose partners she deemed less than. She was wrong. It takes strength to build. It takes strength to love. It takes strength to be honest. Her power was built on lies. Her fortress was made of glass. I did not throw a stone. I just held up a mirror, and the entire thing shattered. So what happens now? We live. We are not defined by the people who try to break us. We are defined by how we rebuild. My mother is still in her museum. It is a tomb now. She is a ghost among her perfect things. She got exactly what she wanted, a life that looks perfect and is empty. I am here, in my small, messy, wonderful house. My life is perfect, not because it looks good, but because it feels real. My revenge is not what I did to her. My revenge is what I refuse to let her do to me. I refuse to be erased.